Hello, those in YouTube land that may end up getting to this point. Now it's time for something called a serious talk. Alright? Things in life are wacky at times. But remember, I've been selling my house for a reason. See, a smart investor does this. He diversifies his portfolio, which doesn't mean much to most people. But what that means is you invest in a lot of different things. So when I was younger, what I wanted to do is I bought that house and I received it in something called a divorce decree. So I take the money, own it all lock, stock, and barrel. So when I sell that, I end up with $120,000 cash in my pocket. Then what I do is then I buy this place, or rent this place for about $1,000 a month. So because I'm a smart investor, what I've done is I take my Elkhorn house, which is my second one, and I receive a rent of about $10,000 a year. What I do is I take that rent and I pay for this place in Hill Street in Rockford, and then I end up with only $120,000 cash to play with, meaning I get to take that $120,000 and do whatever I want in Rockford, meaning I can invest in it, I can donate to it, and I can play, meaning $120,000 goes a long way in Rockford. I go down to Mary's place and I pay $1 for a beer, so I can buy only 120,000 beers at Mary's place, and I still have money to pay for my place here because everything else is covered. I already own it all, so I don't have to work. See, that's because I'm smart. So what I do is I take the leftovers and then I started my corporation again, which is all within my legal right, and it's called Intelligent Investment Strategies. So because I'm an intelligent investor, I invest in silver. Silver is 1/3 the price right now of what it used to be, and it's an extremely good buy, or best buy, because that's where I do most of my real work. So that's what I do. So what I do is I go to the best looking women, not to touch, but to relax after a hard day's work. So then I go to a place called Hooters, and then I meet all the beautiful women there, and they all go, a lot of them go to Rock Valley. So I saw an ad in the paper, so I go to Rock Valley to teach young children and what to do, because as a mentor or a PhD teacher, you do that. This is called then helping other people develop their careers, just like Dr. Weigel helped develop my career and Commander Peggy Whitson helped develop me. So that's called passing it forward in your terms, but that's what mentorship means. You mentor people. For example, Courtney Dane, I mentored her. In 5 days, she paid attention to me. She's still a great friend of mine. She's in Nashville trying to sing because I told her she had a wonderful voice and she knew all sorts of songs. And now she's chasing her dream because I inspired her to do that. So that's what mentors do. We inspire people to achieve more. This is the opposite of what's going on in court. In court, they're saying, no, being an inspiration to people is somehow mentally ill. No, being a nice man is not mental illness. This is what you're supposed to do in life. Wrong, Colleen, and wrong, Judge. It is absolutely not nice in order to do that, to get back at me. If you're jealous, fine, but please don't do that. It is not nice. I don't even say evil, but it's funny anyway. Women, can't live with them, and then you have to get rid of them, meaning it hurts me. The reason why it hurts me is because I'm something called a Catholic. Colleen is also called a Catholic. In Catholic teaching, I don't care about any other teaching, if you swear to God and then you break your vow, you go to hell. In Catholic land, I don't care about any other land, but in Catholic land, if you break your vow, you go to hell. I held to my vows. I love you, Colleen, and you're amazing. I held my vow today, again publicly. Therefore, I admit that I married you because you did marry me, publicly with Tiffany at Buchanan Street. Therefore, I'm holding to my vow, even though you break yours. By breaking your vow to God, then you go to hell according to Catholic teaching, and I cannot help that. The reason why I dropped off a package with a ring, only 1 carat, is to tell you to remember your vows. That's it. Of course, nobody will ever give you this information because I'm going to tell you can't talk to Colleen again. But that's what happened, Colleen. One day you'll realize your mistake is to break your vows, not me. So you broke your vows on emergency contact and then you deny it. That is a lie. That is, again, bearing false witness against your husband, i.e., condemned to hell unless you reconcile with me. That's the way it works in real Catholic land. You have to reconcile because it is a mortal sin to bear false witness. It may even be unforgivable, meaning it may be that bad where you may not even be able to get out of hell. See, I'm going to a place called heaven. No matter what anybody else says about me, I do not care. So you can yell and scream it all you want and lie in court and make all sorts of fun of me. But no, I stand my ground because I tell the truth and not lie like you. This is the same problem I had with my ex, Gloria, as well. She vowed to me always to love me. No, she did not. She broke God's law. As Catholics, I said we do, according to the Catholic catechism, we do something called separation. My lawyer, who I'm talking again to sue your ass, Gloria, as a warning, if you ever get this, is because you broke your vows, not me. I never stopped loving you. You stopped loving me. I said separation, and you go divorce, which is illegal in the Catholic faith because there was no basis for it, because I was faithful to you, and I never sinned against God. Therefore, you sinned against God by bearing false witness and then getting a divorce. In court, you lied in court. You said I wasn't taking medication, which I have proof for. Therefore, again, you committed perjury, which means you can go to hell with Colleen, not me. So I'm sorry that you risk your immortal souls by lying, not me. I am not evil. I am good. I'm good based on God's law, meaning I keep the 10 Commandments. I follow God's law of love to everyone, no matter what, and I am merciful, meaning I forgive. So if you guys actually I'll forgive you of your sins, and maybe you can come back to heaven. But if you remain the way you are, you will go to hell, because that's what happens when you break vows to God and you commit perjury and you do not admit that. So perjury is direct lying in order to get your way. Perjury is bad. I'm sad because I have 2 women that committed perjury intentionally against me. Therefore, they are not married to me because they committed a grave sin, not me. So I look for another wife that actually will love me and not ever sin against me. That's Catholic teaching. I don't care anybody else. I'm a 4th degree member of the Knights of Columbus. I do not do anything but practice my faith constantly. According to Catholic faith, I go to confession when I make a sin, which I make. Then I get full absolution by the priest, which is Catholic teaching. After you have full absolution, then we go to communion and you receive Jesus Christ as his full body and blood. And when you do that, you're in communion, meaning I am one with God. And therefore, anyone that says I am manic or mentally ill or sick or sinful when I am perfect human relationship with God, well, then they're going to some place called hell as well. That's Catholic teaching. I don't care about anything else because I'm a Catholic. So when people say that somehow a man that donates $25,000 for charity in Rockford is somehow mentally ill, then they go to hell, because that is what you're supposed to do if you're a good Christian, to donate, and to donate 10% at least, because that is called a tithe. So please make sure you understand what you are doing, judge, because you sided with a liar who's going to hell. So remember, that means you're complicit with that if you do not change your mind. So please, judge, make sure that you know who the real problem is, and it's not me. Now we're going to have fun about what Steve is now, because he's really evil according to the judge and to Colleen. So now it's time to play the evil characters and make fun of this whole thing.